Hello, everyone. My name is Bing Bong, and for tonight, I will be your host for the Retribution podcast. And I am joined by three very special people. We have tonight Dev, Temptr, and Wolfer. So if you guys want to present yourself, let's start with Dev.
Hello, I'm Dev. I'm an editor and gamer and stuff. I run D&D sessions every week. Which, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you can check me out on dev.tabletop. But recently, I've been doing guides and sort of videos for Wayfinder on dev.arcade. And I'm planning on doing a lot of detailed edits for stuff like that. Going forwards for in-depth guides and whatnot.
Sick. Then let's go with Tempter.
Well, I just do Wayfinder content here and there. You know the vibe. I try to make educational, informative, nice and short videos. You know what I mean? Because I wanna make sure you guys just get all the deets. You know what I mean? I don't like pattering around or pitter pattering whatever. Like around the topic at hand. I want to just get down into the juice. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to see more of me, it's just discord.gg/Tempter.
And let's finish it off with Wolfer.
Hello. Very happy to be back again. I'm the new guild leader of Retribution, and very happy to have two of the special guests. Very big hi. And yeah, just very excited for the pod today. Welcome, Tempt. I've been trying to set this up for weeks, so very happy to have you, and super happy to have Dev as well as a content creator, and finally a video editor to help as well, hopefully with the guild stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're pretty well to flex off that title, my guy Wolfer, because that's bring us pretty much into some announcement for tonight before we actually get into our topics. So, first announcement, well, some of you may be wondering where the hell is Tom, our usual host. He's feeling a bit off the weather tonight, so I'll be taking over as host, and we wish him a speedy recovery. He should be back next week as usual. And the second announcement, bit more sad, and it's that I am leaving the leader role in Retribution, and Wolfer will be taking over my own role.
Yes,
So,
very sad. Very sad to see you go, but what a way to go. You'll leave. Well,
very sad how you have held the power.
But no, you've done a great job over the past month getting the guild up and going, getting everyone involved, and yeah, no, thank you for all the work, and super happy to take over your responsibilities. And what a way to go, leading the pod. So, your voice will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. But yeah, so just to make it clear for everyone, I'm not leaving the leader role because of guild stuff. I'm rather leaving because of Wayfinder stuff, like the state of the game right now, which is not exactly what I would like it to be. And so I'm thinking of dropping the game, but in doing so, I also need pretty much to drop my leader title, because who wants a leader that's not playing the game? So yeah, Wolf will be taking over, but I'm still sticking around the guild. I will still be, in channels. We're still discussing like ranks and whatnot, but yeah, I'm sticking in the guild, but just not as a leader. Now that this is out of the way, let's get into our topics for tonight. We'll start with thoughts on the game from Tempter and Dev, since they are new there. And then we'll go into the latest patch, so what went on, the hotfix, and all that good stuff. And then we'll go into the Wednesday newsletter, so the Wayfinder Wednesday, as they call it, to finish it off. And if we have extra time, we have some extra topics on it that we will maybe check out. So,
Sounds good.
Let's get this
these are loose
started,
topics
then.
as well, so feel free to diverge as well. Like, this is just like a basic structure, but if there's something exciting that comes out of these cool discussions, let's just dive into it as well.
The more off topic we go, the better, pretty much.
It'll all be edited out anyway, so don't even worry.
It might happen a lot.
It's just Temp stream just has to suck. It's just have to stick with the fluff, but
Oh
Yeah, pretty
god.
much like right now, Temptr is live for those who don't know. So his stream got all the extra stuff that may or may not go into the actual edit. So if you want some exclusive stuff, go watch
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fun, I guess.
It's like just like behind the scenes.
So, well, let's start with a simple one. Dev and Tempter, you two are new to the podcast, so we'll check. What are your thoughts on the game? How are you feeling about Wayfinder right now and where the game is
Well, maybe
at?
before that, do you guys want to just talk about like how you found out about Wayfinder and what brought you to the game from like whatever you guys are doing? Like Dev said,
Ooh,
he's doing D&D content, sorry. And Temp, like yeah,
Yeah.
well, like what got you into the game? Maybe we'll start with Dev, and then I'll
Yeah.
give you Temp a bit of time to think about what you
great
want to say.
idea.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, honestly, there's quite a lot initially that got me interested in Wayfinder. I mean, the visual, the way it looks for one, like I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of Wildstar. I love that over exaggerated like imagination in stuff. It kind of just shows that the creators have some creativity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also that stuff's timeless. Do you know what I mean? You just look at WoW and like that
No.
looks. I feel like that looks good now, even though it's crappy. It still looks
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
it looks like WoW. So even going around the map while playing it and stuff and whatever, there's no time playing the game where I ever think, oh, this doesn't look good. Like everything looks cool in it. I think all the characters look cool, all the enemies look cool, the scenery, I think it looks great. And so visually, that was the big thing
Mm-hmm.
that pulled me in.
For sure. Yeah.
And then obviously I'm gameplay wise, I'm a huge fan of Warframe. So and like I got
Mm-hmm.
a little bit bored of shooty insta kill everything in the room of
Mm-hmm.
Warframe. So I really like the idea of a more melee focused and slower paced
Yeah.
version of that, which is pretty ironic as like one of my favorite combos right now is Kairos and Nightshade. So that's
Very
a
good
lot of
choices.
kill
There-
everything in the room.
There's
Uh,
still also some shooty one shots, so
Exactly. I mean, I recently played through the Duviri paradox and loved it. So like, I'm seriously waiting for Soulframe. I think the fact that DE is backing this is another layer of what is interesting me because they're doing great things with Warframe. So like, that's
Mhm.
got to carry on, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that kind of just that vibe and the fact that there's a
Yep.
lot of stuff to collect, a lot of bits and bobs to do. You know,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff.
The grind element definitely lured you in.
Yeah, to a degree, I think there is it. Yeah, I like a certain style of grind. I think
Mhm.
they really need to tweak this grind
Mhm.
quite a bit, but generally, yeah, I think that's
No, 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 that's awesome because like I think you've nailed it because that's literally like the reasons you said has drawn me in. Mainly the world design, as you said. I've been trying to find like a massive multiplayer game for like a long time now, and I've been switching through like Guild Wars, like Path of Exile, and all that, but I just can't get
yeah.
past the world because these are older games, so like and they're obviously designed very very differently on different engines, and it's just so refreshing to just have a beautiful game to just be in. It's very understated, I think. So I'm very glad you share the same sentiment.
It's definitely got love and care from the developers. Like it's not bland. It's not they've considered what they've made and they really like it and they're good at that. Like even their past games show that they're good at that kind of like cartoon. I mean,
Mhm.
a bunch of their design team are comic book designers, so like it just shows I think throughout the game.
No, no, for sure. And how about you, Tempt? Like, what were you doing before, and then like what got you into content
Um.
creation all in the game?
So I'm actually what I think is like an anomaly when it comes to like finding video games. Like I'm
Hmm.
from FPS, so like I'm not even
Oh.
anywhere near like the genre. But when I was a little kid, I told this story on stream actually the other day. My bigger brother is like 9 years older than me. I'm 22. For
Hmm.
those tuning in on YouTube. Uh, and ever since I was like 3 or 4 or 5, like I've been watching my brother like play this giant open world, like make all the characters, all the classes, all the race, every combo, like funny names, like stuff like that. So
Yep,
like
yep,
I've
yep.
been exposed to it, and I feel like I tried picking up games like Elion and like I tried
Hmm.
playing World of Warcraft myself too for a long time, like Legion through like Dragonflight,
Hmm.
and it was fun, but I always gravitated more towards FPS. But I think the reason I like Wayfinder and the reason I want to like make content for it and like actually pursue it in general
Yep.
is because like there's a huge nostalgia kick that I get, and it just reminds me of like just being in the
Yeah.
bedroom with my brother, like on the bunk beds. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
I don't know.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
wholesome. It's definitely wholesome.
No,
Definitely
no,
wholesome.
that's very wholesome. Yeah, no, the nostalgia aspect is very, yeah, no, that's very unique. I'm glad it's providing you just pure happiness.
No, yeah, definitely. Like that. Well, before we actually started the podcast, we were talking about like content in Wayfinder, and like I said,
Mhm.
man, screw all the content. Like I don't want to even talk about that. I like glitching out of the map and trying to shoot myself in the space. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
enjoying the
Enjoying the,
actual gameplay. Yeah, the
yep.
designs. What you guys are talking about. Like it's a beautiful world. Just
Mhm.
gotta enjoy it.
No, 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 that's awesome. We're very happy to have you making content as well, especially from early access, and it's very, very like heart-warming to just see your channel grow. And yeah, no, it's very again happy to have you guys on. That's very thank you for
Yeah,
the introductions.
appreciate you
Yeah.
having me too.
No, no, anytime,
I think
Um,
that's a perfect description as well. Wholesome, like that
wholesome,
is.
yeah.
It's like I was saying before. While as someone who's played the game now for like 200 hours, I've done all the content. I just haven't unlocked
Mhm.
all the stuff,
Yeah.
to the max.
Mhm.
What I mostly enjoy is just the actions of playing the game. Do you know? It's not like seeking something, which is generally why I thought I would enjoy the game. It's like, ooh, hunting for that really
Yeah,
difficult
yeah.
to get weapon or whatever. But
Mhm.
there isn't that stuff isn't in the game yet. So I'm just enjoying the wholesomeness. You just play it, and there is a warmth to it. You kind of just going through and just enjoying the game. It's yeah, I totally agree with that.
No, no, for sure. It's yeah, it's a very, very heartwarming game, and then you add the social element to it, and it's yeah, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? But
Mm.
might like I think it's a very good segue into just how are you guys finding the game? Like, are you enjoying it? What are you guys up to? Where you at with the game? And yeah, just overall like thoughts on the game. How about we start with Dev?
I'm in a I've taken like a bit of a break for like a few weeks, not sorry, a few days, because
Hmm.
of a few reasons, personal reasons. I'm doing stuff outside of the game and stuff, but I think the the update hit me a bit. I got a bit
Yeah,
like I felt like in a normal most of the stuff with all of the launch and all this kind of stuff. I haven't really been too bothered with, to be perfectly honest. When I wanted to get in, I would get in. If I didn't get in, I would go and do something else. I didn't know why
yeah,
everyone was getting so angry about stuff like that. Like, but
yeah,
this
yeah.
this is something that did gripe me quite a bit because obviously everyone who's not aware, they one of the patches was they had to reduce the inventory and then create the echo grinding system, and everyone had to sell. And any pit players who've been playing quite a bit, like myself, who had like 700 to 1,000 accessories and echoes,
Hmm.
not only did it take
Hmm.
3 hours plus to get rid of everything,
Oh yeah, like
which was a nightmare.
I think a couple of people from the guild as well. Like I think they just physically just said like leave us alone for like 5 hours. Like we are
Yeah,
literally just we need time to just do all the accessories
and that
and
was for
yeah,
a
the
few
dust.
reasons as well.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
didn't make it very well, so you had to do it one by one. You couldn't tell anything that's going on, but it also just again for a game that you have to collect. It's about gathering stuff, collecting everything. You find something rare, you keep it. You don't know when you're going to use it. You don't know what it might be used for. I ended up having to delete a whole bunch of like good accessories and stuff and good echoes
Oh
that I
yeah.
could have used. And then I
Honest.
finished the
Yeah.
whole process and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, you know what? I don't even want to play right now anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think there was definitely a point where I just started giving up on looking what echo attack types I have on my accessories, and I'm just like, so
Mhm.
if I lose it, so be it. I'll just farm it again because like they weren't like the uber duper rare ones, but like even like the rare ones, I'm like, I just don't care. Like I'm just selling it, just like let me just play the game kind of thing.
But it shouldn't be like that, which is and that
No.
that should be a forethought. That's what annoyed me. I was like,
Hmm.
that should be something that they should QA. They should go, oh, hang on, have we tested
Hmm.
this? Yes, this would be a nightmare for anybody. So let's
Hmm.
wait and fix this before we put it out.
Yeah,
That's just something
yeah,
that annoyed me. So I've taken a
yeah.
little bit of
No.
a break, but
Yep.
I'm itching to get back to it.
No, yeah. After a good break, it just feels like you're like a bit behind, and you just like you have that grind element back, and yeah, it gets a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully. How about you, Tempt? How are you going with the game? Like, where are you at with the game? Are you enjoying it? What are your characters? What are your thoughts?
Well, I do understand that that feeling of like, man, if I sell this double attack Spider's Fang, I am done, dude. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know if this is official, but I think I saw Sorrow talking about, like, in the Discord. I know in one of the previous
Mm.
podcasts, you guys were talking about, like, how not all of you are, like, always in the Discord, which I understand, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty much in there, like, as much
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
can be. And
I know.
I
Yeah.
saw Sorrow post something about like drop rates getting increased, and as someone who has like
Mm.
3 accessories, all double attack slots, like I'm already at the
Yeah.
peak. You know what I mean? Lower the drop rates.
Yeah.
I wanna make sure no one can get to where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
honestly, I think the drop rates are actually okay. The only thing I'll say about is maybe the Beastmaster, the where there are four war accessories might be bugged because I know a fair few people. Like I know there's one person in the guild which I won't name because it's just a running meme right now. He has farmed the Beastmaster I think at least 700 times, and I'm not even exaggerating these
Yep.
numbers, and he still has not got that drop.
Well, not to interrupt you too, but you have to
Mhm,
think about like if you up drop rates on all accessories, we just got a
mhm.
hard accessory limit of 100 accessories. I only
Yep.
need 3, but other people probably want like 6 to 9 or like 12
Yeah.
or
Yep.
something, like actual good accessories, you know what I mean? Like ones they're going to keep forever or until they
Yep. Yep.
raise the level cap.
If you have multiple, say if you, I mean, accessories, what I think a lot of people who don't play Wayfinder, which is a lot of people don't understand, is your accessories dictate your build. And
Mhm,
I think that kind of, I was trying to do some build guide ideas and stuff the other day, and I started getting, it was actually really complicated because you've got the stats from the Wayfinder, you've got the stats from the
mhm.
weapon, you've got the stats from each of the echoes, all this kind of stuff. That gets very complicated on how you build that. The accessories completely change your build massively depending on what the slots are and what the stats are on the accessories. So essentially, for one Wayfinder, you might want 10, 12, 20 different accessories just for different builds you have for that one Wayfinder.
Mhm.
And then if you have 10 Wayfinders, that's all of it gone. So
Yep.
they need to increase that. Like that's
No,
something that I
100%.
know for a fact that they have to do that soon, real
I
soon.
think it will be
So,
Like
soon because like I mean I'm sure you guys heard like they've already increased the echo slots right from 300 to
yeah,
600. Um,
I sold about 100 of my purple echoes. Like what?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Honestly,
mhm.
I'm surprised they upgraded the Echo like space before the accessory space. I thought it would be like the opposite
Yeah,
because they're
The other way
so
around.
I
Yeah.
yeah.
genuinely thought they would have just loved to just I would have just like 400 or 500 echo slots and then just 200 accessories because those accessory
Yeah,
slots, man, they're filling up fast. Like it's just and
they
it's
are.
just very annoying after a run. You just go back to the shop, sell it, and then yeah, it's just like, it's a bit more added time with the loading times. It just kind of compounds up. But yeah, and I'm sure it's on the way though.
You guys came up with a great idea on the last podcast. You know, 600. Say if you have 600 each as a flat rate, and then every time they bring out a new Wayfinder, they add an extra
Hmm.
whatever. You know what I mean? A 10 or 100 or whatever they want to do. But that's the only way they could do it at this point. They can't keep adding stuff and not increase
Yep.
the inventory.
Yeah.
It's
I
impossible.
mean,
No.
they did say that it's like a bandit fix, so pretty
It
much
is a temporary thing.
at some point, I
Hmm.
think like the limit capacity will just go and we'll be back to unlimited. Like we had, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it was unlimited or pretty freaking high.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think it will be back to that. But honestly, I mean, I'm probably like one of the few people that's barely affected by the accessory stuff because I only had like shit accessories, so I didn't
Mm.
really care about what I was selling or whatever because I just I just need like the level more than the accessory itself because I don't have any good slots.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really feel for the people that pretty much had to gamble if they were selling their good accessories or not because the system could not let them decide what they wanted to sell precisely. That's gonna be a pain.
And also there's like the other component the other component is there's a fair few I don't know how many people are actually into this, but some people just want to they're collectors of the game, right? They want like a one-off everything. And you know they're probably the biggest affected. Tempt, unlike you stream of you probably come across a lot more people from the Discord and your Twitch. Have you got any like complaints or be like, oh, I can't collect everything or it's affecting, or is it kind of just like, oh, it's okay for now kind of thing?
with accessories, are you talking about accessories or like
Yeah, accessories
artifacts?
and echo slots as well, artifacts. Yeah, I mean artifacts
I
are
was about to say, so there's a couple things right now. There's the first artifact was easier to get pre-patch
Mhm.
because they just patched the first or whatever, so they made it like instead of jumping off on the domino phase, now you have to do help I'm stuck on the domino phase, which takes like a little bit more of like a like quick reaction.
Mhm.
But like they added that, which is like literally affecting people like to get the first artifact. Like there's people in chat that always ask me like to run first, and I always dread like saying yes, but like I have to, like you know what I mean? And like in terms of like accessories, like the cross slot. That fucking cross slot, man. Like I could say I have like 3 attack, double attack accessories, like you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
But like in reality, I really want double cross because like you can slam ability power
double cross,
stuff.
but the thing is, double cross isn't for an accessory. For level 30 accessories, you've only got 120
Capacity?
whatchamacallit,
The echo power,
capacity.
yeah.
So like, and the crosses, the good ones anyway, are like expensive. Like even in slot, they're like 80.
Oh, I didn't even
You
think
know what I
about
mean?
that.
So
Mm.
you
Oh
might,
wow.
I've started building because I had like a whole bunch of double attacks, and I was like, do you know what? Not only was I like, this is just stupid. I don't need this much attack power. I don't want to build
Yeah.
a character that is all attack. It's just stupid. So I started going, okay, what are the other things that are annoying me when I'm playing? And it was like, okay, it's when I get my resilience knocked down, because essentially that really just
Yeah, you just get
KOs you. So
staggered.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'll build a little bit of this, and then maybe break power, because essentially, obviously, you don't do a lot of break power, but when I hit the break power, that does this and blah blah blah. So now I've got a slightly more tweaked build, where it's like I've got defense and strength in certain slots, and it balances out so that I'm using the full capacity of each of the thing, and that's how I've got to like 2,500 power on the character, you know, just by using that kind of slots. So I think that's
Yeah.
again, build complexity is it for this game. This is why I love that. The
Mhm.
scope for how the build complexity could be is incredible, but they
No.
have to fix the UI
No,
because
and
the
I think this is
menu
like
is dog shit.
oh yes, the UI. Yeah, I think Atlantis has put out a video on some great ideas as well, and yeah, they just yeah, the UI. I'm glad they fixed the stability of it, but my God,
Mhm.
I just wish it's just they need to fix it. It's not a mobile game, guys. So I'm hoping.
I mean, it was
it's-
clearly made for controllers in mind, but I mean,
Mhm.
even still, it's like janky. The information is like in the
Mhm.
wrong, like you should be able to see all the information on the screen that you need to see, and also
Yep.
compare it. Like I should be able to see what I've got equipped, what I'm looking at
Mhm.
in the same space on my screen, so then I can like compare those stats and then sort and organize my inventory in some actual way that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Instead of
I
just
mean,
listing it in a
are you
different way.
sure this thing is made for controllers? Because when I'm looking at it, like I don't see a controller going through that. That seems like pain. There's so much stuff in the menus that like knowing where you're going seems like quite a trip. So
I do think it's made for controllers. Actually, I've used a controller on the menus, and while it does, I don't generally use controllers for anything, so I feel like it is just so much slower anyway. It does feel more right because it's like you use the tab buttons to switch between the menus, and then you just go up and down, pop, 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 pop. And then obviously the fact that they've made everything like a single use. You know, when you're like grinding stuff, and when you're selling stuff, and when you're crafting stuff, it's always a single use. That's controller friendly interaction because you hold a button, and then you don't want people to like hold a button it for and then accidentally sell loads of stuff and all that kind
Yes.
of thing. So
I was just
it's
about to
made for
say, yeah.
controllers.
hmm Yeah, I'm think that they have announced that they're going to add multiple cell at some point, but man, that needs to come like now. Dev, you had like a really good. Sorry, not Dev. Bing, you said you had a really good thought, just going back to the complexity of the game, with just maybe equipping only one echo per character, and then you can explore other builds. Do you want to just expand on that a little bit?
man, you're up to date with my opinions. God damn, I feel almost stalked right now. But yeah, I mean that's pretty funny that you were talking about build complexity, Dev, because one of my main pain point with the game from like the start pretty much is the fact that we can like put multiple copies of a single like echo in our build. So like if you just need ability power, like for Kairos, for example, you can just slap like the same echo with 600 ability power and just go to town with it, which I find a bit boring. So I really wish the game like made it so
I
you can
see. I
Yeah,
don't
go.
think that's going to be an issue. This is I think that's a meta thing, and I think that's a case of just gameplay. This goes along with actually what Temptr was saying with the percentages, because I have a thought about this. I think the game is
Mhm.
the percentage rates are actually, I do think they're too low, but I do think that's because the game is too easy. So I think Like I've played the whole game, as the normal level progression, and the only time I've had any trouble is when like I've deliberately gone into zones that are way over my power rating. So like even if that's just a case of like all you need to do is just pay attention and not get overwhelmed, you can dodge all the attacks even if you're way under leveled, so you can still usually manage it. So like I personally think the difficulty level needs to go up, but what I'm hoping for is that like heroic dungeons and the larger group raids and stuff, they'll actually provide a challenge which, if for example you've done what you've said and you've just gone AP power, look, I can kill everything in one shot, great. But these things have got special shields, and these things move too fast, and these things do these damage, and these things have got an area attack that you can't do. There's like whole bunch of extra stuff where it's like you need a bunch of health, or you need resilience, or you need break power, and you have to start building out a more
I'm
rounded
so happy you
class.
said that. I'm literally so happy you said that because I feel like later down the line, that's what's gonna be the meta. It's gonna be large like break power bars and no health. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or it's going to be combinations, and this is where I think it's going to get interesting, because you're going to need to, as a group, you're going to need to say, okay, I'll be the break guy, right? I'll go in,
Yep.
I'll smash down the break, right? And I need you to use all your stuff to make sure we don't die, because I'm going to go in there like a nutcase, and then you're like super damage, but you don't do anything to the break power. So as soon as I break him, you rush in and do your stabby thing. Like combinations of coordinated attacks on really painful enemies and hopefully in a dungeon sense, that like some mini bosses, and like you have to kill a boss and then move on to another boss through some smaller mobs and stuff. Like that's what I'm hoping for,
Yeah.
And I think we did get maybe a small glimpse of that in the new light content patch with the new bosses and stuff, where it's almost reminiscent of like, I mean, I know Temptr hates this, but like it's probably one of the, when I initially played the game, it was probably one of the funnest challenge I had, which was like farming the first. Where there was like a few puzzles to solve and stuff. I mean, just looking at those videos, I'm very excited. Which we can get into a bit later, Bing, or do you want to? Where are we at with the schedule? I think
well, actually, if I'm checking schedule, we're a bit all over the place, so let's just roll with whatever else. Let's talk about the latest patch, because we like glanced over it a bit. There were some comments here and there, but let's go like more in detail of what was the patch, what worked, what went wrong, real wrong, and so. Wolfer, want to introduce us a bit to what the patch was?
Yes. So, I mean, as you guys know, that we just had a new patch rollout where, are we talking about the one that where we got rid of like the echo dust and like all that, or the latest one where they've just done like a little new fix with the town of Pyre and stuff?
I think we just lump it because this one's
the
last one.
Yeah. So, I think we covered a little bit of it where there's a few, like I think keynotes where obviously echoes, you're limited now to 300, which is going to be up to 600. Accessories are going to be 100. There's like a few fixes with just like I think Ben's abilities are actually working properly now. And then when they fixed that, somehow Kairos is crashing the game. Not Kairos, sorry. Silo is crashing the game now. I think they fixed a little bit of it, but I mean, I know there's a lot of Silo mains, and I'm still very, very annoyed that Silo's abilities are not working, because I think like everyone's build, like if not most, is like the oil and firebomb builds, and that just is not working, which is actually really unfortunate, because he's just a really fun character and a very popular character as well to play. So praying that gets fixed hopefully very soon. One important thing I will note is they did fix Talon of Pyre. So people can actually farm it. So I did want to get your opinions on it when we get to it, like on if you guys have even thought about farming Talon of Pyre, and how you're going with it. And did we? Oh yeah, and then Kairos got a little nerf, right, with this one?
Well, he got a fix, which is a nerf.
Well, he actually made it working.
Fixed.
Yeah.
Which I noticed that actually, I actually put that as part of my calculations when I was working out Kairos' DPS, because his second ability was doubling the damage, and I was like, that's insane. It's like a 2 times damage multiplier, because it doesn't say 10%, it just says increased damage, but it is supposed to be 10%.
Yeah, so goodbye 200k damage essentially, and probably
exactly.
I didn't check the game for a bit. Is Carol still one-shotting stuff, or is that gone now?
Yeah, No, you take it.
So my build. So I've got a build with Kairos, but it's a Reiki build. So it's yeah, it's fine. It's still one-shotting like certain mobs, but not all of them. But then
Yeah.
I focus on using the gun a lot as well and stuff. So it's kind of
Yeah.
But
I
no,
don't
I
know.
don't think there's any of those Dread Legion deaths gonna be happening anymore. Where it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
pap,
You skip
pap, pap, he's dead. See you later.
And then I think like the last, probably the most important thing is the XP changes, which is very very much needed, especially for the hardcore grinders of the game. Oh my god, like it's just the XP change has been beautiful.
Yeah.
I think like I think before the patch, like I'll probably just kickstart it and then pass on to you guys. What I was just so happy about this patch was the XP change because I think myself and a few others in the guild, we like to level up all the characters and just try to grind for them. And there was like a period where you can get from level 1 to 15 very easy, and then from 15 to 27 was annoying, but still manageable, right? But then the stupid, like, it's like a valley of death almost from level 27 to level 30 was just, oh my god, like it was just painful. Like it just felt like we weren't doing anything. The runs got mundane, and like it was just the worst. So I think as soon as that speed change patch came out, like I think I had my Ven on level 27, and I was just dreading. I was like, okay, I got to do this farm. I got to do this farm. And yeah, no, it literally took me like 2 hours, I think, farming the Beastmaster to get from 27 to 30, whereas like before that it would be taking like a week or something. So it felt good. It felt good. So yeah, no, I think the SV changes.
I do have thoughts on
most-
that actually.
Mm,
Because there's a bit of a debate on that, right? Because there's the idea
Yep.
between whether leveling up a character should be a short or quick process, right? I
Yeah,
think
well,
there's
yeah.
some people who are used to kind of like pro Warframe players, for example, could unlock a new Warframe and then just bang it out to
Yeah.
max rank in a few hours, right? Quite easily.
Even less than that. I think you can like
Exactly.
level a Warframe to max in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people, you know what you're doing, you got the right weapons, you just bashing out. So I think that has been the concept going into this, and then obviously I do think they kind of have stretched that a little bit, and I think it's again a part of this whole thing that the game isn't quite finished. I think they're going and they've been quite this is why I'm sticking with the game, because they've been open about it, right? If you've been following like Airship, they're like, yeah, this is the game we're making right now, but if people enjoy this, we want to build off that and make it more. We want to make it more of a role-playing game, more of an open game, blah blah blah. And like I think it's a good foundation for that, So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of why I'm sticking with it, I guess.
No,
for
that's
that thing, on the horizon. Well, what do you think of the initial, like, from your first character playing through the story? What do you think of that leveling up experience? Because I basically maxed it out.
Yeah.
My own experience, like it took me about 40 hours to finish the story and max my my Wingrave, so that's a bit long. I don't think that's like the norm. I think I've been a bit slow on that, but I mean, in that 40 hour, there's some queue time from launch and just some messing around, running around Skylight. So let's say 30 to be generous. But
I'm curious to know, because I haven't. One thing I didn't do, because I went off on a tangent and just started leveling up stuff. But like, I would be interested to know if I started a new character, because this is something you can't do in the game. Reset the missions, right?
Yeah.
Is start a brand new character and then try and see, just doing the story, how far that gets me. Because I know somebody who's bought the game, one of my friends who's played it, and he's kind of stopped playing it because he's got stuck. And I think this is more of just his gameplay style and what he's used to. But he's been playing the story, and he just can't seem to kill stuff, and he just doesn't seem to be able to get his power up. And I was like, well, let me play with it for a bit, and we'll figure out how how you can do that. But I think they need I don't know whether it needs a clearer path or whether.
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting point.
I mean, I think you need to do some side quest stuff if you want to, do the story. If you can just roll the story and go with it, because
you're either forced to do the side quest or you're forced to like learn like the other half of the mechanics of the game, which is go to the dungeons, and it forces you to just like basically grind. It teaches you how to grind, right? Because you have to rerun, level yourself up, and then you can move on to like a new dungeon kind of thing. And I think that's the play style that they kind of went with it, which I'm not too mad about. I think that's completely fine. But I think the pacing of the story is very good because I think that's what gives you time to learn the character. Because I know for sure, like when I'm from like started like Ven, Kairos, and Silo, like level 1 to 15 was just like me just learning their abilities, how they move, what guns are good for them, and all that. And then from 15 to 25, like 22 to 25 was like the period where you kind of get used to you're familiar with the character, and then like you're thinking a lot more about like what type of builds you want to do, what type of echoes, and you feel very comfortable. And then from 25 onwards, like it's just like, can I just use my XP scrolls? Like I just want to get to level 30 and just get the good accessories on him and stuff like that. That's just how I kind of break it down. But I think right now, if my biggest worry is if you add too much experience, you kind of miss that learning curve with each character. And then it's just like, or like whenever they introduce XP scrolls, you just go to 30, and it's like, yeah, cool, you have a level 30, but like, can you play the character? So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act. What are your thoughts, Tempt, about like the whole XP patch and like anything noteworthy to say? And yeah, give you the floor.
Well, just building off that story that Dev was talking about.
Mhm.
Me personally, because I have no idea how to path in MMOs in general. Like my brother would always tell me, read the quest, Ryan. Like that's literally because I don't read the quest. I just keep going in the direction of the waypoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I actually ended up getting stuck myself around I believe it was Argent Hand, because that was the time that I couldn't kill
yeah.
the ads. I was around level 9, 10,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
8, and never did a single side quest, never did a single priority quest, never did any of the events in the open world. Just straight running it down main story, because on the first 2-3 days I was obviously struggling getting into the game with queues, but
Mhm.
luckily with my streamer luck, I got in for yeah,
Super
literally
luck.
like within like the first 3 days I had like almost like 20 hours like actual playtime in the game, which is like a lot for the first 3 days. Like people weren't even getting in for an
Damn.
hour, let alone like
Mhm.
yeah. I had 2 long sessions of like 9 hours, and
Oh, dude, yeah, wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
no DCs, nothing. And then I had like 4 separate sessions of 30 minutes, a shit ton of DCs, like so many.
Mhm.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. But
Mhm. Mhm.
I got stuck for that second like 9 hour period on Argent Hand. And I was just
Yeah.
running my face into it for 9 hours, and chat was watching me like, dude, what is this kid doing? Like, and then somebody eventually told me, I think it was one of the beta players, thank God, came into stream and was like, hey, let me save you some time, man. You're not supposed to be doing this content. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know? Because every time I load into an expedition, I get carried by somebody. So like that's just kind of like what it was for me with XP. But now I think
Mm.
I do like it more because I was struggling to level up Knight's Edge. With the old XP, I took
Mm.
4 days of like 8 hour play sessions, just doing
Yeah.
repository, killing Riven, like just
Mm.
I literally have over like 300 Devourer Talons. Like I insta kill Riven a lot. It's funny though
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
said you farm Beastmaster for XP.
Yeah, Beastmaster. I'm more into the Hollow Woods and the Reaver Woods, sorry, that type of area. And then finding the Beastmaster, yeah, is probably the thing. But I know Riven's is the next best thing right now to do as well. A lot of people are doing that as well.
For
Yeah,
weapons, I agree. I like the doing the woods and stuff because it's especially if the way you lay out your echoes on your access,
Mhm.
because obviously higher level wayfinders you can use level 30 accessories. If you lay them out correctly, then your weapon it can carry the weight. Do you know what I mean? You can have a low
Mhm.
level weapon and then you're only losing what, like 3 or 4 echoes.
definitely,
So it's
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
you can basically plow through, especially with a decent team, as long as you're not
Mhm.
making them carry you, which
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
probably
mean,
something if you're talking about stuff to add to the game, that is something that I would definitely add to the game. Is some way to like choose your matchmaking, so I can say like, oh, only X level players can join this session or something. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that is
yeah,
agreed.
so annoying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
having level 2s or level 3 wayfinders I don't mind a low level weapon, but a low level Wayfinder, you're going to be useless, like literally
Yeah.
useless. It'll
Well,
Yeah, this
just
was actually
follow you around.
this was a topic in I think the last podcast. I think they were
yeah,
talking about
but I
it.
just want to take your take on it, Temp, because you matchmake a fair bit during your streams and stuff. So,
Oh yeah.
how do you even think it's a problem? Do you care, or like how do you deal with it?
So it depends the content you do. I think with Riven farming, I made the
Mm,
video like how to solo Riven at level 1,
mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
still see people like I actually okay, I don't want to like bring any form of negativity from the Wayfinder Discord into the podcast, but
Mhm.
somebody did message me, like he mentioned me or whatever, in the Wayfinder Discord, and this is fine. I'm not mad about it or anything. I actually apologize to him for this. But I was
Mm.
farming Riven, and to answer your question, I turned matchmaking off. But
There you go.
I accidentally left it on. I felt so bad for this guy, man.
Yeah.
I saw he was fighting Riven. I was sitting in the corner. I was typing in chat, "Hey man, please come over here. Like watch this." And
Mm.
he said he mentioned me and he said, "I know there's a bug and I'm not doing the bug on purpose, and yet you
Mm.
left the expedition or whatever." It's because I left, honestly. Like I felt so bad. I felt so bad, man. Oh my god. But
Oh.
yeah, so when I'm doing like expeditions or like,
Yeah.
LZs, not like the
Mhm.
hunts, the boss
Yeah.
fights.
Mhm.
I always let like players stay in the matchmaking. I love helping people that are like, maybe a little under leveled. Like that's
Mhm.
fine, but I understand if it takes a little extra time because I'm also b
Mhm.
hopping through the entire thing. You got to remember. So
Yeah.
I'm leaving this guy behind nine times
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
10.
Yeah, yeah. I think like until I learned how to b-hop, like it was so frustrating. And especially if you're new to the game and you don't know the layouts of the dungeons, everyone's like ahead. I'm like, guys, wait for me. I'm still coming. I'm out of stamina.
Yep, yep, and
Mounts will change that. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot
Oh,
wait.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if you agree
Right.
with this, but like the way I like to split it up, especially when you're at endgame, if you're trying to level characters, I think the most value and fun I get out of the game is like if I have a new character, like right now, I think I'm doing Wing Grey finally. So the like level 1 and 10, I'll do like Codex Halls, right? So I'll do like the book quests, and just level him to level 10 to 12-ish, doing those expeditions, and then from then I'd move on to Bloodworks, like mainly, yeah, Bloodworks, just so you can farm your archaic bones and still do your levels. So you're just getting a bit of value with your mat grinding and stuff like that. And from level, I would say from like level 12 to like level 20, I just farm Bloodworks, just farming up those archaic bones because we know we're just going to need a lot of them for future stuff. And then from like level 20 to 22, you can go into like Hollow Woods, or your rewards, and then like just get your experience from there. I don't know if you guys like follow that like trajectory, or like you just like exclusively do bosses, or how does it? What do
oh
you recommend?
geez, you might have just opened my eyes to archaic bone.
Oh boy,
I
that's
have
a pain.
literally like 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's what I hate. I'm so unlucky with bones, me. I've opened
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many drills and I'm just like, oh.
It's just no,
I
it
just don't
yeah.
do it. I just
Mm-hmm.
I've been farming stuff like blood swarm for the slime thing because I feel
Oh
like that's
yeah.
one that I don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the first has the radiant octocron.
Yeah, yeah.
I know Halcyon or Halcyon orbs,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
orb event,
Well,
Codex
sorry,
Halls.
that's a great point. That's why you'd want to do Codex Halls early on with your
Yeah.
early characters. You just
Yeah,
farm those as well, right? You're just trying to just get
Yeah.
the most value off like the more important mats that you need to like just get
yeah,
weapons or something, just for any newcomers
that's
as
really
well.
smart.
Yeah.
Mm. But I mean,
Also,
like I know you.
and the priority quests as well. If you haven't done priority
Yeah.
quests, just
Hmm.
don't do them on high level or max level characters because they
Yeah.
give you so much experience that essentially when
Hmm.
you're leveling up a secondary character, it's like, oh, which ones have I got and which ones am I strong enough for? Oh, I can do this one, and it'll
Yeah.
knock you up like
No, no, it's so
so
good.
much.
And
I
if
wonder
you
if you
are,
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bing.
I wonder if you could do the quest with like a high level character just to do it like easy peasy, and then just before like giving it to the quest giver, you just swap
No,
character. No?
no, because it does it at the end. So the priority ones, they go bing as soon as you finish
Mm,
the event or the whatever, either killing the boss or doing the max
Gotcha.
level arc
yeah.
light. So yeah, you have to do it with that character, which is fine. You know what I mean? So
Mm, yeah.
I'm kind of in the same lane as that guy in the Discord. Like I do everything as like level as possible. So like
Hmm.
I don't, even though you can overclock your Wayfinder, like I deliberately make my build so that it's not overclocking the capacity. And like the first, for example, I don't cheese the first. Like I'm just getting as good as I possibly can at just getting like instinctively good at
Well, that's
just
actually
avoiding
it's
everything.
good. That's good because to have like the two extremes, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
I abuse the game as much as I possibly can, you know what I mean? Like and well, it's funny you say that too because Snarf was
Yeah,
in stream
yeah.
the other day, and I don't mean to interrupt, but
No,
he
no.
was like he's like try doing the first without cheesing it, Tempter, and I was like no way, and I tried doing it, and I died almost every time. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
literally,
yeah.
I did it the last time.
Yeah.
Like I accidentally fell off the map, and luckily it saved me in the domino phase, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god. But
yeah.
like we all know, like was it an
Mhm.
accident, Tempter? You know. Oh my
I think
god.
there's a bunch of people who
Mhm.
like if they if they just fixed that, they would just not know how to do the first. They wouldn't. They'd be like,
Exactly.
oh no, I don't
No.
know. I can't do this.
But
You're
I think
totally right.
and I think the dev nailed this, like putting the artifacts at the right bosses, because like if you're trying to farm for the first artifact, right, you're going to learn how to do the first. Like like it took me like I think about 100 tries, like farming the first properly, and then by the 50th, 60th time, I finally got the mechanics down, and then I used to be like temp. I hated doing the first like with passion, and now it's just actually kind of like it's kind of like fun. It's like, yeah, I'll help you, bro. I get, and then yeah, so it is fun learning the challenge, and then once you get the challenge, I think it actually hits you like, oh, like that was actually a pretty good boss. Like at the moment, I hated it. Like I just don't get it. I don't get why people like doing the first like Dread Legion, but then once you grind enough, it's like, oh yeah, no, like that was actually a good challenge. I enjoyed that game aspect of the game.
I've also got really like I think even from the bosses all the way down to just because I've been doing again the videos that I've been doing on my channel are sparse because I
Mhm,
spend so much time making them. So I'm doing a like a full breakdown of the different zones and stuff, like of all the different
mhm,
enemies you can get in there, their weapon attacks and stuff. And just standing back and like just testing out the enemies by like allowing them
mhm.
to hit me at different
Yeah.
ranges and seeing what they do and all this kind of stuff. They do have not predictable but like readable attack cycles and patterns and stuff, just like any of those kinds of games. So like and
Mhm.
in doing that, I'm getting very good at just going, oh yeah, I know the pattern he's doing now. Oh, I know the pattern he's
Mhm.
doing now. Okay, great, I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
avoid,
yeah,
and you can just
Yeah.
get to learn everything in a way that you can avoid
for sure. I
basically
think
everything.
yeah, no, and I think that same applies with different weapons as well. Like I was a range at first because like I thought I'm just going to be like really bad with like daggers or like swords and shields because like I'm just going to die, especially with like defense buffs just not working with physical defense and mag defense. I think is still bugged. So, but then it's just practice. I think like it's just like you just do it over and over again, and then you learn the mechanics of it, especially in like Reaver Woods as well. Like the blood wardens, my god, the witches, like they have like a potential to one shot you. But like I think the
Especially if
more
they're
you
purple.
oh my god. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think like just with a few runs, like it actually gets really fun as well. And then the game is actually balanced enough. Like you do get the damage output out. So yeah, no, it's a really fun learning curve and it's very diverse. So but what how about you, Temp? Like have you been exploring any of the other like expeditions? Do you have any favorite ones you're doing or
Well, now that you said that about the bones, I'm thinking Bloodworks is going to be my new home. But
yeah.
I,
I've been there for a bit. You're
Uh,
not gonna leave
yeah,
can you get double drills in Bloodworks?
Yeah, you can get double, you can only get triple drills, but that's not gonna happen.
I've never had a
Yeah.
triple drill. I've had double
But double
drills
drills
in
is
both
very it's
Bloodworks and
yeah.
the other one as well. What's the other one called?
the pit.
Baldoom.
The
Yeah, but
Balzoon?
I
Oh,
thought
wasn't
the
the
balls
Balzoon?
were exclusive to Blood Wars. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
get
so
them in
Bloodworks
Baldur.
Sphere 2,
You get
guys,
drills in
is
Baldoom as well.
so I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just kind of follow the guild a little bit because like we have a few grinders there and they have exclusively said Bloodworks Sphere 2 is like the best chance to get the drills. And these guys have done it like at least 1,000 times. I
Yeah,
might have done it 100 times, but these guys have just done it in
I
and out
think the
essentially.
reason I was doing Baldoom was
Mm.
I was farming for Pride Lords as well as
Yeah, there you go. That'll do it. I think the only thing with Baldoon
high
is it's
level
just a bit longer.
accessories as well.
Oh well,
Yeah,
yeah, that works as well. It just really depends what you want. Like,
yeah.
Bloodworks is good because it's just a shorter map, so you get like what you want. You're in and out. Whereas like Baldoon, you're just kind of fluffing about, just kind of like get your bones, and then like if you get it, and then you got to like run to the end, and then do all these extra things. It just takes so much time.
I also think like completing. I don't think I think too many people leave
Hmm.
expeditions when they're done Like,
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of times I've got really good rewards from the chests in the randomized reward chests, the gold ones that you get. Like,
Yep.
you get some really good stuff in there sometimes,
Mhm.
which I think people miss out on. And I don't
No,
even know
for
if there's
sure.
like they've put stuff in there that you can't get elsewhere. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Like he's
like
even
some of
talked
the
about
like you want to finish
stuff that
expeditions
we've
because
got.
some of the best potions you get right are from your third chest rewards. So I think
Yep.
Bloodworks definitely has some. I can't remember exactly on top of my head, but I think there's definitely a couple exclusive, pretty cool ones. I think it was like a dragon blood or something. I can't remember, but yeah, definitely finish your expeditions, guys. Like you do get some cool like potion drops just to collect and stuff. So,
Have we
but
talked about the Void Whisper?
Well, you're reading my
yeah,
mind actually,
yeah,
because
yeah. I think
I
it's
was gonna
neat.
say if we want to swap off to the last
Mhm,
topic, which is the
mhm.
newsletter we've got
Oh, I think the
yesterday.
most exciting, very hype.
Yeah, yeah, they've got some pretty spicy stuff in there. So I want to know everyone's opinion on two things. First of all, Grendel, our new boy, that's coming
Love,
in a bit.
loving that.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
go
then
ahead.
we've
Yeah.
got also the first ever live event for the game, which is called
I-
Call of the Void. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be
Mm.
interesting. So yeah, how are we feeling about those two things?
Good. I think it's great. I love that. This is exactly what I was hoping for in general, was them to like continuously do this kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
but in terms of the Void Whisper, it's already in the game. Yeah. So, and this is part of my experimentation that I've been doing. So I'm working my way through all of the hunts, testing out every single mutator combination, because something is going to trigger the Void Whisper at some point. And he's said two things in podcasts before. One,
Mhm.
certain combinations of mutators will completely change a boss's attack, like, mechanics. Two,
Right.
the void. He said, "I can't wait until somebody finally finds the Void Whisper, because it's here and it's just we have to do something to trigger the Void Whisper, or Whisperer, I think it's called."
Mhm.
And I love that. That's the kind of stuff that I want more of that. I want secret stuff in the game that people aren't going to find, and they've said this, that nobody will know about until someone knows about it, and then it'll go up on a wiki, and then everybody will know about it. But they're
Yeah,
keeping
yeah, yeah.
a lot of stuff secret, and like, yeah, man, like the Void Whisperer, like he's there somewhere right now for people to find, but nobody's found him, and I think that's great.
That's
Like,
interesting.
No, that's very interesting. Have you had any luck, Tent, or?
Well, actually, I've learned about that not in the newsletter, but in this
Mhm.
YouTuber named Atlantis, his
Ah,
video
yes.
actually about it. He
From
actually he said he was also
just a
like
small time streamer, like nothing.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
nothing
just
special. Shout out
yeah.
Atlantis.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he was like going in Hollow Heart, like Bone Orchard. I'm so sorry, I don't know. But yeah, he
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like doing different combinations of mutators and just seeing if he could like. He said he heard like a whisper sometimes when like the Gloom mobs would spawn, but like that's not
Yeah.
Mm,
like an indicator for anything in specific.
yeah,
There's a
But
yeah.
lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I think that
just
I reckon they've hidden loads of stuff, and I reckon they plan to do a lot more of that kind of thing. And
yeah, some
I'm
Yeah.
all
teasing while
for
you're
it.
playing.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's dope.
even the echoes from like the events like the Equilibrium or like the was
Yeah.
it the Deposed King? Is that what it is?
Hmm. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Post
Yep.
King, yeah.
Yeah. I actually haven't got my hands on that echo yet, but I heard it's
I
really good
haven't.
on Senja.
Yeah, I mean, it's for like the five people who play Senja, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much free sustain. So yeah, no, that's pretty good.
I actually I'm leveling up
Poor
Senja
Senja.
before I level my Wingrave. I want Wingrave
uh,
last.
yes, fair, fair. Is
Saving
that?
the best for last.
Wingrave's a
Of
beast.
course.
I love Wingrave. But yeah, no, I think the new update's gonna be great. I think Grendel. I don't know what the
Mm,
character's gonna be like, but the fact that he's got an axe. I mean, the axe is probably one of my favorite weapon animations and like
mhm.
combos. But all the basic weapons are like lower power, so it's just not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
viable. So I'm looking forward to seeing what axes they come out. He seems to have some sort of molten axe in the video.
Oh yeah.
I know it's just an anime, but like he seems to have some sort of molten axe, like out of the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I absolutely love that.
And you
Little
know what that
Grendel reside.
means?
Yeah.
More pyre farming.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no, he's right. He's right there for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I don't think it will be a fire weapon. Doesn't look like Hellswarm and Titan's Bane. It looks a bit different. And I mean, like Titan's
It'll be a
Bane's already it's already a
combination.
two-end weapon.
One of
like,
the
Okay.
parts of it will be pyre. There'll be
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
from the
no,
new new
please don't do
section,
that
and then
to
there'll be
me.
yeah.
Oh my God! Like I've literally bought the two Pyre's weapon because I just can't farm this guy. Like I just don't want to. So if you're telling me there's a third one coming up, man, oh, it's gonna be.
Oh well, look,
pain.
no, because they're even talking about it in the thing. They've got 2 new quests to challenge the skills. One of the quests will have you brave the fires of chaos as you confront the formidable talon of pyre, and that's where you'll.
So I
get
think they're
the stuff
implementing,
you-
yeah. I think they're putting like a mini pyre or like the town of pyre into like a boss or like a quest. I think so. It just makes farming a bit
Yes.
easier. Mm-hmm.
I
That'll be
mean,
cool.
if
And I
it's
think
a
that-
guaranteed buyer, like I'm down for it. I just don't like the
Mhm.
fact that it's a pain to find him in the
Well, the-
islands.
2 hour cooldown is just oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, right, that this is my opinion on that, right? I think they should make that and they could probably work this out as well. And this would obviously keep people, this would give more stuff to do in the like open world. So go, instead of it being like a 2-hour timer, it's an objective based timer. So like you need to go around the highlands and complete a number of things, which just like the worm, and then you go and take that and you can go and summon the pyre, right? And then they can work out, oh yeah, on average this would take people an hour to complete all of these, or 30 minutes to complete all of these, because then it would be a case of like, yeah, people could farm it, but they're still like, say if they've done it, they've still taken the time to collect all those things.
Yep.
So
Like
the time
a
investment is still there.
ritual or something. You got to collect a few
Yeah.
I
things.
mean, I think like the solution is already in game. Like there is already an event in the islands which have a bunch of like goblins trying to summon like a fire variant of some monsters.
Yep.
Like you
And
already
can get
have that.
Shul from that as well if you wanted.
Yeah.
Which is awful. I do like the Embedded Shul Echo. I'm a big fan.
I know that it's I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, the Shrill like Echo is actually not too bad. If you
it's
don't
good.
have enough Echo power slots, it's a good intermedium. I think that's what the Echoes are lacking as well. But we can save that. I'll just get temp slots first as well on the new patch. What are you excited, man? Or
I just wanted to talk about that Echo real quick. Is that ability power
Yeah.
resilience on that Echo?
Oh, let me double check. I'm gonna
The Ember Shul?
because
Sorry, I'm a mega
Yeah.
nerd. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah, I
it's
am
its
as well,
ability-
but I also have a terrible memory.
I think it is ability power resilience.
Yeah, I
Ember
think
Echo.
I think I got one of those. I think I
Yeah,
have
I got a
Ability
quick-
power
one of
physical
those.
defense,
Yeah, physical defense.
which isn't
Oh.
which is useful not useful right now, but the ability power is pretty high. It's
Yeah.
344.
Well, I just like the
as a normal
cost, right? Because
Pretty decent.
Yeah, as a
It's a-
full it's a lower
Mm.
level one with a
Mm.
full the full epic rank. It's 556 ability power, so that's
Yeah.
Impressive.
it's
pretty
pretty
good
nice.
for
Yeah,
the low cost. Yeah,
because like if you
and it's
we-
a cross type.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But you don't. I mean, it's cheap enough that you don't have to always match it as well. Which is what I really like. It's good stats and it's cheap, so you can do your blood warden, like, and then you're like, I can't.
Oh.
I don't want to do a strike right because it's not giving you enough stats. So then it's a really good field because you still get a few more stats out of the 50s
I'm
and 70s.
gonna have to call you out there. My OCD does not
Mm.
allow me to not.
Oh, really?
match my echoes. I have to get the full effectiveness and the full power out of
Fair
everything that I
enough,
possibly
fair
can.
enough.
Yeah, it's like.
But wait, no.
if it
But
do-
wait a second.
If it doesn't match, then I want a different slot.
I don't want to interrupt, but you did just say earlier that you
Yeah.
don't do overslotting or whatever, overclocking.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah,
it
yeah, so I
must
get it
must
to the
hurt
top.
you.
I get to the very top. I get it to 120 or whatever. It's literally.
Dude, I can
You'll
imagine
see-
having like a purple hollow one and just you can't max
You
it because
can't match
you don't want to
it.
overclock it. Oh!
Well, I no, that's another rule I've given myself is I only use maxed
Mm.
echoes as well. So I might not use a purple, but I use a blue instead, or
Oh,
something
yeah,
of
yeah.
an equivalent that then
But, like,
costs.
But let me
balance
just tell
out.
you something. Like in 4 or 5 months when the game actually comes out, like are you willing to wait 4 or 5 months? Like for oh my god, like I want the power, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
give it now. I want to hit like a level 35. I mean, honestly though, I've seen some people doing some crazy overclocking too. Like I have a
Mhm.
NIS. I think the highest character level I have is like 2540 or something, and I'm sure I could do better. But
Mhm.
I've seen some people with like 2600, 2700, and that's
Oh
where it's like,
wow.
holy shit! Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
how
you
are
had a
you
whole
getting
bunch of
all purple?
purples that you
Mhm.
maxed ranked out
Yeah,
Yeah.
while they were slotted,
Yeah.
you could make a ridiculous power level right now.
No, for sure. But I'm also very excited for the new bosses. They look a lot of fun. I think I mentioned
Yeah,
as well
the
that
trail looks dope, man. I have the
yeah,
gift right now in front of me, and man, this guy
Mhm.
just looks
yeah.
insane. But
And all I'm going to say is, if you're going in with full weapon power, ability power, or like crit power, you are going to have a fun time trying to live in those fights. I don't know if you've done many Bloodworks maps, but those poisons, they get very annoying. They get very annoying if those
yeah,
are slowed on you.
yeah, no, these things are, and I mean, after time, like their AOE to see that their trigger doesn't even show up, so sometimes I just get
Yeah,
blown up
yeah.
from a ghost barrel. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But
No, and I think they might have some exclusive drops as well, to farm the new weapon as well. I think they've announced, which looks
oh
really,
yeah,
really fun. Yeah, the Juggernaut, I think.
And the Gloom Dagger skin, which I think that's
oh
quite
yeah,
cool. So
Oh
you can
yeah,
get
yeah.
that for
I'm
completing the event while it's active. So that's like
Yeah.
a
yeah,
special
I
thing you
want that
get.
one.
No, I think I'm hoping like they do more of these exclusive like live event only things, just to just feel like I participated in this, and like I have some like a memorabilia to just kind of remember these events
Well,
from.
and
Hmm.
in a very, and I hate to say this because it's the most well known for kind of doing this in a very
Hmm.
fortnightly way, they can use these live events to actively change the world, which I really think that's where they're going with this, and that's why I
Hmm.
think. Well, here's a question I have for you guys of relating to this. The story, although while I love it and stuff, like I'm really enjoying it, it is a
Hmm.
little confusing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Like and
What
and
is
I
there a
think
story?
that's
I just.
what's going on. Do you know what's happening? But I get as a storyteller and writer myself, I feel like
Mm,
they're doing that kind of on purpose because Skylight is in that position. Everybody there feels the same way. Like they don't know what the fuck's
hmm.
going on. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it,
And
but I
no,
do think
you
as a player, you should know what's happening a little bit more because
no,
it's a little bit
you're bang
like,
on. I
eh,
think we.
what?
No, I mean, yeah, last part, we had this chat. We're just like, no, the story is like non-existent. Like, what's the point of like having a story? Like, you can like, and I think it also relates back to the fact that you can't customize your characters. And I'll get your opinions on this. It's just the fact that if you're in a multiplayer of a sort, if you can't customize your characters, right, then you went the other route where you have fixed characters and you want to build the lore and build the world and stuff, which is great, right? But then now it's just like you're missing the story, you're missing that lore element of the game, and it's just like you kind of get like both negatives, right? Because you can't like
Yeah.
and it's just they need better writing in. I'm not too worried about it because they have shown like from Warframe, I think from one of the expansions, I think when that hit, it just blew up. Like the story was just so intriguing, and then it got players into it. So I think in time Wayfinder will have that moment. I think there's just a few other pressing matters, like just kind of finish the game and polish it up a little bit, and then I think the story will eventually come. But I completely agree. Right now, like the story is just non-existent.
They're
yeah.
great story writers,
I
aren't
want
they?
to say though, I realized something recently. I need to
Mm,
confirm it first, just like maybe find the dialogue again or something. But I'm pretty
mhm,
sure at the start of the story, like Omen tells us that the places we go into Gloom, like the dungeons and stuff, are not the actual places, and same
No,
thing
they're
for
not.
the same thing for the enemies. Like they're not the actual
mm.
enemies in there, just
No,
like some stuff shaped by the Gloom. Like I'm
and
wondering
so are
then,
we.
like what's the point of killing anything then if it's not the real thing? Like
For the echoes.
yeah, no, but I mean, like
But there is
from a story point, like let's say the first is dangerous. Okay, cool, we go kill her, but that's not the actual first. That's just an echo of her. Like,
no, that's not why we're killing the first. I
is
mean,
it?
actually, no. The first is different. So there is a few things. So I think this is where it's a little confusing. So the zones themselves they do have elements of that in. So anything like created by the zone and everything that is within its own little pocket dimension. But because the law of the world in the universe that we're in, we are able to access those zones. We are an external point into the zone, right? So, for example, the Shrikes, perfect example. They're going into these zones and doing things. So, like, they are not from the zone. They're going in and using the zone for their own purposes. So they're not from the zone. They're real. The first is like a real, actual person.
Right.
Okay, but don't you need a Gloom dagger to access those zones?
No, they even go into that. So no, you don't. But it's just very dangerous.
No,
Anyone can access a Gloom zone, but it's really, really dangerous. That's how people get pulled into the zone, and we take people out of the zone and all that kind of stuff. It happens in the actual story of the thing.
Okay. I was wondering because, especially for like I remember the Brood Mother, like we literally, there's only reason we kill her is because she's dangerous and like she's in their way, and that's it. Like there's no other reason than that. So it was like, if it's not even a real one, what's the point of killing her?
I think that's partly because of the way that they discuss unlocking the zones and stuff. So like the way that they make that out is like she's like a blockade to being able to. Oh no, wasn't it a case of we needed something from her, because that's part of the story progression, because you need the stuff to be able to unlock the next zones, because you need to get like memory fragments and stuff from the or connections to those zones so that you can then access them. So, but once you've accessed them, that's when you can start looping it over and over and over again. But you have to kill the brood mother because she's stopping you from being able to get to the next zone that you want to get to.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's a bit of history lesson. TLDR, if you haven't, like me, I skipped every single part of the story because
I was actually just about to say, like, this is why I like getting other people's perspectives, because not only like me and Dev having the difference between like over slotting and not, like, you know what I mean? Like like I just kill shit, dude. I don't even worry about the story. So it's very like cool to hear you guys talk about it, because I know you know, the cinematics, like I accidentally clicked all of them when I was trying to unlock the Wayfinders. But you know, fucking there was like a portal that exploded out, and that was the Gloom gate. That was like the one thing I remember, and then I skipped it.
They're definitely onto something. Like as soon as I got to the deep woods and we're talking to that crow lady who I forget her name now, but when you're talking to her and you know you learn all the stuff about like
Seeker of Allah.
Yes, no, not Avala. The
crow, the big crow one.
The crow, yeah. That when you start learning about that, that kind of gives us a little bit of a glimpse into the ideas of what they plan.
Oh, hold on, Atlantis in the chat. Yep,
yeah, you got it. Nice.
Shout out Atlantis.
Shout out. Yeah, Greymorn. Like once you start learning about her history, right, and that whole zone's history, and the fact that he was once a person he went into the Gloom and he's been corrupted by the Gloom, and then he came out and then corrupted other people, and like it just shows that they've actually thought about the layers of it and how it actually interacts and the story. But unfortunately, I think right now, like you say, they just need to get some slightly more cohesive writing, or at least I don't know, explaining of that in game, because people like yourself click through it, and then B, I think it's not all there yet. I think
the primary fix is
they're going to get better.
It just like throws me off. I think if they condense that, like what you said essentially, into less text, I'll be more inclined to like
it's a lot of new words and new names that they've invented, and everything's stuff that you have to go, well, what is that? A zone, a thing, whatever? I don't know. Yeah, okay.
But I don't know if you guys have a little bit of a tangent, but like I just found this so wild. I think it's like one of the like side quests, like it was like at the end of the game where you have to like go around and find this like this girl that the guy in the frozen world like kind of forgets, and then you find out like the girl is just like she got stuck in the snow, and she was like the what? Sorry. Yeah. So like you go into the Reaver Woods, you find a bracelet.
Are really dark.
Yeah, they're so dark. Okay, because you find her bracelet and you find out that she's actually alive, and it's meant to like rekindle like this guy's love to this girl, right? But then it turns out like the girl is just like lost with another group or something, and in that group there was another guy, so they fall in love while she had a thing going on with this like guard dude. and then I think she gets knocked up or something while she's
Yeah.
meant to be in a relationship.
But then he's like happy for her because he
Yeah,
still loves
yeah,
her.
he
And it's like
something.
it's great, and it's like this is actual writing. Like, but put this. Don't put this in like just a bubble text in a side thing. Like, let's voice this. Get some people to act it out. Let's do it. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I want
yeah,
to see.
no, exactly. Yeah, it's a bit too static, I think. And if they make it more immersive, I think they're onto some really cool stories. Actually, if I there's a
Mhm.
couple of those actually side quests which are actually hilarious. I'm like, what am I reading? Is this actually happening? But being where are we at? Any final thoughts, Temp, before on the new newsletter and character and stuff before we might move on?
Really excited to have some Wayfinder merch. Please, please. I want Grendel with a big fiery axe
Yes, yes.
on my back, and then Wayfinder logo on the front, or maybe just a W with a flame on the like
Oh yeah.
it'd be like where your shirt pocket is, like on the left, like where you put your heart or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, yes. No, I like these ideas.
Come on,
Yeah,
Snarf, I know you
yeah.
got that. You got that.
No, no, that sounds good.
I would be down for Grendel Udi. I'm just so hyped for this character. Like, he
Yeah.
seems so sick.
Like a
They did such a good
berserker
job
class.
with the animation,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
it's so much darker than I expected. Like,
Mhm. No, it's gonna be
gritty, do you
good.
know what I mean? Like, it's cool as
Yeah.
hell.
I just can't wait to see his abilities, just see what he does. Because right now he seems to be like a tank and DPS hybrid, which is
Mhm.
pretty like sick. Just a one-man army,
Yeah.
pretty much. But
Yeah. No, it's gonna incline me to play War Master a lot more because I really want to play like a DPS tank. Well, basically like a berserker class he seems to be. So no, I'm
yeah,
very
pretty
excited what his
much.
abilities will be. So
I might have to be a traitor and drop my boy Wingrave when Grendel
yeah,
comes
that'll be
out.
interesting because the
I was
Wingrave
thinking
fans,
about
what are you
that,
gonna do? Yeah. No, and I think
Depends on
the
what his
next stuff.
abilities are.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So
It
once
all
they
depends
reveal
on
him,
the
it'll be
abilities.
really exciting.
Hmm.
But I was gonna just ask, like, on topics characters. I don't know if you guys have like played most of the characters or you have opinions on characters. Like, I know me and Tom had like made a tier list. Like, I had a tier list last part, and then Tom has a YouTube video out on his tier list. I don't know if you guys have played and you have thoughts on what characters you think are like the best of S class, like A class, B, and like F. I might start with you, Tempt, and then we'll go to Dev, and yeah.
You might want to go to Dev here for this one.
Okay, I'll give Tempt a bit more time to
I
think.
have a lot of thoughts here. I don't want to like pile it on and then have an extra hour. I feel bad for the person editing
I'll
this.
I'll be quick. So I was actually making a tier list, but then I hadn't finished maxing out each of the characters, and
Yeah,
after
but as long as
maxing
you
out a
have
couple
a
of the
feel for the
characters, I was
characters,
like,
right? You can.
yeah, but so for example, Kairos is not, Kairos is not like until you get him to the max level where you can like unlock, because like getting his abilities to their max pips and getting
Yeah.
his affinities and perks to their max, so you unlock them extra. Like for example, for my rake build, unlocking those extra arcane shards and the healing and stuff like
The
this.
healing is
It's
so massive. Yeah.
necessary. And
100%.
it completely shapes the build. So like, and there's a few characters that I haven't done that with, and I was like, right, I was doing the thing, and I was like, nah, you know what, I need to get all these characters to 30 before I can do the tier list. Otherwise, I can't really give a good description of which is the best. However, I will say that like, I'll still put Kairos in the A tier, even with the recent nerfs. He's just like, his abilities do so much damage, and then you can compensate for that using the weapon and the ability. And then, I don't really know. I mean, Senja, I haven't really played Senja. I think she needs I played her a little bit, and I was like, oh, this feels
No, you're too
clunky.
nice there. If there is a lower class than F, that's where Senja belongs.
So I don't know about Senja, but
She's so bad.
They're all pretty viable. That's the problem. That's why it's quite difficult.
No,
But,
look, Senja is good. My only gripe with Senja is basically you're farming 15 archaic bones and 15 trickster coins. Like I like Temp just said, like we're not like he hasn't even like thought about like farming arcane bones. So when when the stakes are like that high, right? It's just like you expect the character to be like Kairos level where you're like you just one shotting. It's going to be it's just worth what you kind of grind for, right? And the fact that it's just such a letdown is just like adds to the agony.
It's such a letdown.
I mean, like,
Senja.
the thing with Senja is like the best way to use Senja is to not use Senja. Like, you can use your grab, maybe the ton for the buff that comes with it. That's it. Like, the rest of her kit is pretty much killing yourself using it. Like, with her
I saw
passive.
someone one shot at the Dread Legion with a Senja and an arc beam gun thing.
Oh, yeah?
Arcstorm, yeah.
I would
Mhm.
put the weight more on the Arcstorm.
Arcstorm, more on Arcstorm than the character.
I'll be honest. Like,
Yeah.
like I think Senja is dope, but she needs like a
Mm.
rework or a buff or
No.
something. Because right now, if you use her boasting stuff, you just kill yourself pretty much.
Mhm.
It's
And
just
it's like a very
think-
difficult. Yeah.
Sorry. I think if I did do a tier list, I'm still trying to think about this question. If I did a tier
Mm.
list, it's going to be mega simplified, and the hate in the
Yep.
comments might come, but
That's-
it's going to be it's
all
going
the
to be.
smoke, my boy. You're getting all the smoke.
I really think it's going to be Venomous Silo S tier. It's going to be Wingrave Nis A tier. It's going to be Senja
Yeah.
D tier, and it's going to be
So,
whoever I'm missing in B and C tier.
I even went one step
Pyros.
further. I went Nis at B. I think Nis is a B. I don't think she's
Yeah.
an A, but that's my personal opinion. No,
No, that's fine.
That's fine. I genuinely think like late game she falls off just because I think it's just not on her. It's just due to the state of the game. Just because like the physical defense and mag defense isn't working at the moment, so she just like drops off really, really hard. Like you'll get one
Leave
shot.
it for the comments section. Whoop. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Yes,
no,
all
literally.
the smoke, all the smoke.
I love doing like tier lists, but this is that's why like I get so scared to even talk about it because I know I can
Yeah.
I can go on for a long time about talking about my
Yeah.
opinion on what I think is like.
I was just gonna ask why, so but we'll not. That would start a big conversation. So
I mean,
I really like Silo. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
Silo's
Venomous is
great.
gonna be.
So I've never
Like-
been a fan of Silo. Everyone pumps up Silo, and I've just my thing with
Oh,
Silo
yeah,
is
I'm right
it's
with
just
you.
it's just a dude with grenades.
No,
And
I
like
got
with
you,
his base
Ted.
weapon, it's a dude
Silo
with
for
the
the win,
grenades
bro.
and a gun, and it's just like, okay, right, sweet. I like
No,
something a
but
little
it's
bit
just-
more with a little bit more pizzazz. Like the fact
I
that
mean-
Kairos goes
Yeah.
whooshed in like this crazy like
Yeah. Okay, my
metallic
biggest thing
voice
with
that he's got. I'm like, yeah, that's my character.
It's,
yeah, but
I
with
mean,
Kairos,
I-
right? You go in, you do your 10 seconds of amazing, awesome stuff, and now like what? What are you gonna do? You
mean,
can't run. You're out of
that-
stamina.
Well,
that's a
with
that's a
the-
real mage right there. So
With the
you know.
rifle, then I start destroying stuff with the rifle because
Yeah, but you can't like
my build is
block with the
pretty
rifle,
insane
right?
with
You because you're.
that. I don't
I'm
need to
assuming
block
if you,
anything.
no, because like if you're doing your abilities right, you're up close with the mobs or enemies, and now you hopefully cleared everything.
Yeah, with
then you're alright.
with my rake build, you tank it. So basically, you become a vampire tank. So like I just literally out DPS and out heal whatever's in front of my face, and then as soon as I'm done with those,
there you go. I guess
I
you
mean,
just
to be
gotta
fair,
tweak out the heals. Then yeah, there you go.
Yeah, tweak out the heals. Obviously, make sure you can get 5 arcane shards, which means you can do 7 rakes. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, and then you do 7 rakes. You're
Yeah.
with 3 of them, you're back to full health. So like you can, yeah, and then pop back out with the rifle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's B and C tier because Temptr doesn't like math.
Yep.
That
No,
is
like,
valid.
That's like literally that's why I love tier lists though, because it's just like whatever the
Yeah.
person wants. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
It's all
Like,
yeah,
biased.
it's
It's
so
100%
subjective.
biased. Yeah.
also like building off like the silo, like I come from
Mm.
FPS, right? So like I
Yeah.
understand the value of like shooting at something that's not hitting me back, it's hitting my decoy. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I like it. Like
It's like
I'm
a skill,
just, I
right?
don't
You're
know.
trying to avoid everything, and then I would. No, it's pretty fun. And then I just love Silo's like debuff. So when you do the oil bombs and stuff, like he plays as a support role as well. He's just so versatile and diverse in his abilities, and you can do different builds with him, so you don't get bored with him. Like you can do ability power, you can do crit power, you can do just pure weapon power. Wills. He sounds like on paper very linear, but when you actually play him, I think he's great fun. But in saying that, if you don't like guns, there's no point in playing Silo.
I mean,
That's it.
speaking of your FPS background, Temptr, like right now, since we were speaking about the CS:GO a bit earlier, like now I'm just imagining you like doing grenades line up with Silo or something like that.
Absolutely. Like, and it does come down to that too, because sometimes you can miss, like when you're throwing projectiles
Yeah.
on Silo, or
Oh yeah.
maybe not as much on Ven. Like you missed the grenade, the 2 ability instead of the 1, because
Yeah.
the 1 has an
Yeah.
auto aim. But
Yeah.
that's another another amazing thing that I feel
Mhm.
like Ven should be looked at for. Like, she has the great self heals. Almost every
Yeah.
ability can heal. I think every ability can heal, actually.
Yeah, it actually can. Yeah.
Like, other than the
Yeah.
ultimate, and I think the
Yeah.
ultimate might even heal, dude. I don't even know.
Well,
Yeah,
Like,
all
it,
adds to her
it's a
healing with
skill
the poison
point.
clouds. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Ven
So
is
Wingrave,
like
it's like literally
self-sufficient.
Wingrave heals constantly healing himself. Just like I
Mhm.
never lose health on Wingrave. I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
at full health all the time.
Mhm. No, yeah, it can get pretty nasty with it's pretty dirty what you can do with some of the builds. And like, yeah, Ven's just really good because she has a damage that Wingrave sometimes might not get. So she's healing,
Oh
and
yeah.
then like she's like with the I'm just enjoying her dagger build at the moment. I switched from Silo to Ven like just to break it up a bit. And that Knight's Edge crit power build, oh my god! And then you chuck in a few Frostbeak echoes for defense, and you match your health up, and the heals are insane. It's just so fun. Like we're doing Beastmasters last night, and we were like doing it in like 20 seconds. It's just dirty like power. But
I love tier
yeah,
lists.
yeah, it's fun. Anything else on the docket, Bing?
No, but actually, I'm gonna take this occasion to transition into closing because we are already at our time. This thing
Yeah.
goes way too fast. God damn.
Yeah, can't believe it's been that long.
So, I will say, first of all, thank you guys for this pretty entertaining podcast. It was really fun just going completely off topic. Like, we pretty much
Yep.
drifted from the list pretty hard, but it was really, really nice. And I will say, for everyone listening, I rather like either from Temptr's Twitch or from the podcast once it'll be on YouTube, go check these guys' channel. They'll be in the description because they are amazing creators.
Yes. Very. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for coming on. Like, I mean, it was just like I've been trying to set this up as well, like low key with the leaders and everything, and it was just like it's just been so great and refreshing as well to have your takes and opinions. And if you ever want to come back, like there's always going to be a guest spot for you guys. And yeah, just hope like you had fun. And if you're listening on YouTube, please do check these guys out. Tempt is just like he's just an animal at streaming. Like his hours are off the charts. He just loves his community.
I appreciate it.
And he just does giveaways like a madman. Like I just don't know what to say. Like just go check him out. You'll love his community. Dev, like we're so happy to have you on board, man. Like you're amazing today as well. And yeah, just having your perspectives on the stories and like it's just very unique take. So no, thank you for being on voice. Like had a lot of fun.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, I mean, like I had a great time. I honestly started off like really nervous. I just didn't want to like
Yeah.
step on any toes or anything. But like
No. I hope
I
you'll be
think
able to feel
over
welcome. Like
time, yeah, over time I like melted into the conversation. I was like, you know what, this is actually really chill. Like I can have a genuine conversation and not feel like like
Yep.
second thoughts or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm glad you could be yourself, and that's like it really did. Like, yeah, it was just a lot of fun having you guys on.
Oh yeah, these
Much love.
podcasts sure are a lot of fun. Honestly, just talking about whatever's going on and not giving a care the world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet
Filled with,
stuff.
like, plenty more to talk about.
More
Yeah,
tier
yeah.
lists.
More
I was going to say we still need to debate that tier list for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm gonna make some ideas for next time, Dev. I will expand on these ideas.
Tier list like would be a whole podcast in itself. I feel this
Oh my
thing would
god,
take
yeah.
ages.
Even the lore, like a lore podcast.
A lore podcast,
That
like you
would
got me
be
thinking,
dope,
like
actually.
yeah, I didn't realize like
Figure
we
that
had that
out.
much story, so definitely like yeah, it's got yeah,
I
a
didn't
tier.
even talk about the lore orbs outside of the map, dude. Like there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we just gotta come back now and you have a platform now.
Of
Yeah.
course. Absolutely. It could be like a bi-weekly thing maybe. I don't want to like
Yeah.
blow up every podcast,
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you're comfortable, bro.
Hey, you guys got to get Snarf in here too, man.
Yeah, solid.
Atlantis.
We've been thinking
Atlantis,
about
yeah.
it actually.
Honestly, like, yeah, we would love to have
Oh, you
Atlantis
did already?
and everyone on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll just DM. So I really want Atlantis on next, and then we'll probably. I think because like I just wanted to hold up on Snarf and Solid just because they're in Japan and stuff, and I know they'll be busy. But I mean,
Oh, I thought Bing Bong just said you did already. I was like, wait, what,
No,
did I miss
we're
it?
thinking. We're
no,
thinking.
no, it's just in the
Oh,
works.
no,
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, Atlantis would be my next bet. Like, I would love to have him on as well. So, like, just have his thoughts. He's just so good. He's just like what the community needs, and I just love like how just very like onto it. Like whenever like something happens, he's just the man for the people, right?
The
Just
epicenter
whatever.
is the word I like to
Yeah.
use. The epicenter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no, having him on would definitely be really nice sometime. And then yeah, would love to have you guys back anytime. Like you're part of the guild, you're part of us, like one of us anyway. So it doesn't need to be said.
Hell yeah,
Like it's all
brother.
love. Thank you
Anytime.
guys. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully we
GG.
GG's. Yeah, I think that's a nice ending.
I mean, I,
Oh.
I gotta plug the usual, just for,
Mm.
like
Yes.
professionalism, I guess. So, as usual, everyone, the good stuff. Give a like, give a subscribe, share the podcast with everyone, your mother, your grandma, your dog, anyone. And well, we will be seeing you next week.
Yes, thank you guys for coming out. Just love all your support as well, and hope you enjoyed the pod today.
See ya.
See ya.